Let's dive right into this explainer and crack the code on a fundamental business concept. Today, we're looking at something that literally drives the entire world around us, yet, it's often completely misunderstood when we're first starting out. We're talking about the fundamental principles of profit and loss. Whether you're dreaming of launching the next big tech startup right from your dorm room, organizing a local fundraiser, or maybe just trying to make a little extra weekend cash, understanding these core concepts, that's your starting line. We're going to break down the actual mechanics of money, look at exactly what happens when cash changes hands, and give you the foundational tools you need to really think like a true entrepreneur.
But first, we're kicking things off with a bit of a financial mystery. You made money, but did you really make a profit? Now, this is a massive trap that so many first-time business owners fall into. You see, simply holding a handful of cash at the end of the day doesn't always mean your project was actually a success. It is incredibly easy to look at a full cash register or, a thick stack of dollar bills and feel like you've already won. But honestly, that stack of cash is only half the story. The mystery we are going to unravel today is figuring out where the rest of that money actually belongs, and more importantly, how much of it is truly yours to keep.
Let's lay down our very first building block. Section 1. Business Basics for Students. Setting the stage.
Every great builder absolutely needs a blueprint, and every great business needs a really clear understanding of its financial stage. Before you sell a single item, before you even open your doors to the public, you've got to understand the environment you're stepping into. So imagine a theoretical student-run lemonade stand. We'll use this to anchor these kind of abstract financial concepts into a tangible reality. Let's explore the lemonade stand mystery. Picture this, okay? It's a sweltering summer afternoon. You've set up a table right at the end of your driveway. You spent the entire morning squeezing fresh lemons, stirring in the sugar, and painting this really clean, professional-looking sign. Cars are driving by, neighbors are out walking their dogs, and people are thirsty. By the time the sun goes down, you've got a jar just completely stuffed with $5 bills and quarters. Sounds great, right? But here's the mystery. Earlier that morning, a trip was made to the grocery store to buy those lemons, the bags of ice, the sugar, and that huge pack of plastic cups. Whether it was your own money or maybe a loan from your parents to get things started, that jar of cash isn't pure reward. It's also the repayment for your startup costs. So this little stand is going to be our laboratory today.
And that brings us to our next crucial concept. Section 2. What is a profit? The goal. This right here is the engine that keeps businesses running, from your neighborhood lemonade stand all the way up to the biggest multinational corporations in the world. Profit is the financial gain achieved when the money you earn is greater than the money you spent. In our lemonade stand scenario, profit is that magical, critical margin left over after you've paid for all your supplies. Let's actually put some numbers to it so you can really visualize this. Let's say at the end of that hot summer day, you count the money in your jar and you have exactly $50. That $50, that's what we call your earnings or revenue. But remember your morning trip to the grocery store? Let's say you spent $20 on supplies. To find your profit, you take your $50 in earnings, subtract the $20 in costs, and boom, you're left with $30. That $30, that is your true profit. It's the real reward for your hard work, your marketing skills, and of course, your perfect lemonade recipe. It's the money that is actually yours to keep, save, or maybe reinvest into tomorrow's batch. But as we know, business isn't always sunshine and sweet drinks. Section 3. Understanding a loss. The warning. This is the reality check that literally every entrepreneur has to face at some point. And honestly, understanding it early is your absolute best defense. A loss is the financial decrease that happens when the money spent is greater than the money earned. So the crucial point here is that if you spent more on supplies than you collected from thirsty customers, you experienced a loss. It's when the money flowing out outpaces the money flowing in. Let's head back to our driveway for a second. Imagine you wanted to have the absolute most premium lemonade stand in the entire city. You bought imported organic lemons, artisanal spring water, expensive glass bottles instead of plastic cups, and you even paid a local artist to design your sign. Wow. You spent a whopping $80 setting up your stand. But it ended up being a cloudy, kind of cool day. Not many people were walking around. By the end of the day, your jar only has $40 in it. Now, you still have cash in your hand, and $40 looks like a lot. But because you spent $80 to get it, you are actually negative $40. You've taken a loss. The money you earned simply couldn't cover the money you spent. This is exactly why holding cash at the end of the day can be such a dangerous illusion if you aren't paying attention to the whole picture. So, let's see how this builds into our fundamental equation. Section 4, the fundamental profit principles, doing the math. This is where we turn theory into practice, guys. It's where you become the master of your own financial destiny by simply learning how to keep score properly. To solve our financial mystery completely, we have to pit every single dollar that flows into the business against every dollar that flows out. Think of it as this constant tug of war between money coming in, which we call earnings, versus money going out, which we call costs. Every single time a customer hands you $1, your money coming inside gets stronger. But every time you buy more sugar or pay for a town permit or buy a new pitcher, your money going outside pulls back. And you know, the secret to a successful business isn't necessarily just pushing the earnings side as high as humanly possible. Sometimes it's actually about being incredibly smart and keeping the cost side as low as possible. If you can use lemons from a tree in your own backyard instead of buying them at the store, well, your costs drop to nearly zero, making almost every single dollar of earnings a pure, wonderful profit. And this dynamic brilliantly illustrates the ultimate goal. When your earnings significantly outweigh your costs, you've got a healthy profit. Consider this dynamic the dashboard of your business. As a student just starting out, whether you're fixing computers, tutoring math, or walking dogs, you want to constantly visualize these two metrics in your mind. If your costs of getting too high, like maybe you're spending way too much money on bus fare just to get to your dog walking jobs, you need to figure out how to shrink that expense, perhaps by finding clients closer to home. Or alternatively, you need to figure out how to increase your earnings, maybe by walking two dogs at the exact same time. The relationship between these two factors, it dictates the entire health and survival of your venture. So, how do we actually guarantee we stay profitable? Well, here is your actionable, practical guide to empowerment. Always track what you spend, track what you make, and do the math to find your true standing. Step 1, track costs. Keep every single receipt. Write down every penny you spend on supplies, advertising, or equipment. Step 2, track earnings. Every time you make a sale, log it immediately. Don't just stuff the cash in your pocket, write it down in a notebook, or put it in an app on your phone. And finally, step 3, find the difference. At the end of the day, the week, or the month, subtract step 1 from step 2. Listen, this 3-step process is the exact same process used by billion-dollar companies. It's just on a slightly different scale. By mastering these 3 steps right now as a student, you are literally wiring your brain for future success. You're learning to see beyond the illusion of raw cash, straight to the truth of profit and loss. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to take these fundamental principles and actually apply them. What will your first profit be? A weekend bake sale? A neighborhood lawn mowing service? Selling your art online? Whatever it is, you now possess the analytical tools to look past the surface-level money and really understand the true mechanics of your business. The lemonade stand mystery? It's officially solved. The cash in the jar is only the beginning of the story. The real question is, once the costs are counted and all the math is done, how much of that story will truly belong to you?